Does this sound familiar? You go to push yourself up from your favorite armchair, and for a moment, your legs just don't seem to have the power they once did. Or maybe it's that single flight of stairs that now leaves you feeling surprisingly winded, your thighs burning with a fatigue that feels completely out of proportion to the effort. It's a subtle, creeping weakness, a feeling that your muscles have become soft or even a bit flabby, no matter what you do. So many of us automatically chalk it up to a simple, unavoidable fact of life. Well, I'm over 60 now. This is just part of getting older. We sigh, we accept it, and we start to quietly limit our movements, fearing that this is the beginning of a slow decline in our independence. But what if that very common assumption is actually wrong? What if it isn't just about your age? The frustration is what truly gets to you, isn't it? Because you're not sitting around doing nothing. You're actively trying. You make the sensible food choices during the day, the salads, the lean chicken, the whole grain bread. You stay hydrated. You try to get your steps in. You're doing what you've been told is right for your health. And yet, that deep-seated fatigue in your limbs persists. The strength drain continues, almost as if it's happening on its own schedule, completely ignoring all your good daytime efforts. It feels like you're fighting a losing battle, and it's easy to start believing that your body simply doesn't respond like it used to, that some internal switch has been flipped and there's no turning back. This contradiction, doing the right things but feeling progressively weaker, can be incredibly disheartening, making you question if anything you do really makes a difference anymore. I want you to know that what you're feeling is incredibly common, and more importantly, it is not your fault. In my years of focusing on health and vitality for women in this exact stage of life, this story of fading strength is one I have heard countless times. It's not a result of personal failure or a lack of willpower. It is often the result of a hidden dynamic, a simple biological process that is being unknowingly disrupted by a factor most of us would never even consider dangerous or unhealthy. It's an invisible mistake, one that is so deeply ingrained in our daily routines that we don't even see it as a choice. We see it as normal. This is why all your hard work during the day might not be giving you the results you deserve. You're not missing a piece of the puzzle. You just haven't been shown that this other, more influential piece even exists. So let's open that door to what's really going on. What if I told you that a common, seemingly harmless, and even comforting habit, something many of us do every single evening to unwind, is the primary culprit stealing your leg strength while you sleep? I'm talking about that little something you might have before bed. A small snack or drink you believe helps you relax and get a good night's rest. The great paradox here is that this very act of comfort could be creating a hormonal environment inside your body that actively sabotages its most critical repair cycle. Night after night, it could be instructing your body to stop rebuilding muscle tissue and instead focus on a completely different, more urgent task. This process quietly but consistently tips the scale in favor of muscle loss, not muscle gain, making you weaker over time, regardless of your daytime diet. In the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly what this nighttime habit is. We will uncover why it seems so innocent and how it creates that specific conflict of priorities within your cells. Most importantly, I'll show you the simple, practical adjustment you can make starting tonight to help restore your body's natural ability to repair and rebuild itself. This isn't about a restrictive diet or an exhausting new exercise plan. It's about a small, strategic shift that can make a profound difference. Before we dive into the mechanism, if this feeling of losing strength is a concern for you, take a moment to subscribe and click the like button. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments below. Is that feeling of pushing up out of a low chair or sofa a real challenge for you too? Your story matters, and your engagement helps us reach so many others who need to hear this. To understand what's happening, we first need to appreciate the incredible built-in intelligence of our own bodies. Every single night, while you are in your deepest stages of sleep, your body initiates a highly sophisticated repair and maintenance cycle. This isn't just about resting your mind, it's a period of intense physical reconstruction. Think of it as a dedicated internal team that clocks in the moment you fall asleep, tasked with rebuilding tissues, clearing out cellular debris from the day, and, most critically, repairing the microscopic wear and tear on your muscles. This nightly process is fundamental to maintaining strength, energy, and vitality at any age, but its efficiency becomes absolutely paramount as we move past 60. It's our body's natural, powerful system for ensuring we wake up stronger and more resilient than when we went to bed. The key question is, are we supporting this system, or are we unintentionally getting in its way? The most important job during this overnight shift is something called muscle protein synthesis. That may sound technical, but the concept is beautifully simple. It's your body's process of taking the protein you've consumed from foods like chicken, fish, beans, or eggs, and using it as raw material, like bricks and mortar, to repair and rebuild your muscle fibers. This is how we maintain and even build lean muscle mass, which is the cornerstone of our strength, metabolism, and stability. This process doesn't happen randomly. It is most active and effective during the quiet, uninterrupted hours of deep sleep. This is the golden window of opportunity for your body to fortify your legs, your arms, and your core, ensuring they have the power you need for the next day. It's a delicate yet powerful biological rhythm that is designed to keep you strong from the inside out. Now here's the critical turning point where things can go wrong. The success of this entire nighttime operation depends on creating the right metabolic environment before you go to sleep. Your body operates on a system of priorities, and certain signals can completely change its agenda for the night. A single, powerful hormonal trigger can essentially tell your body to abandon its muscle repair duties and switch its focus to a different, more urgent task. It's like a fire alarm going off in an office building. All normal work stops immediately as everyone diverts their attention to the emergency. What's so deceptive is that this trigger is often activated by something we do for comfort and relaxation, something we would never associate with muscle weakness. We think we are helping ourselves unwind, when in reality, we may be setting the stage for a nightly sabotage of our strength. The hormone at the center of this story is insulin. You've likely heard of it in the context of blood sugar, and that's exactly its domain. Insulin's primary job is to act as a security guard for your bloodstream. When it detects a rush of sugar or glucose entering the blood after you eat, its one and only mission is to get that sugar out of circulation as quickly as possible and escort it into your cells to be stored for later use. It's a vital protective mechanism. However, insulin is also a very powerful and demanding manager. When it is present in high amounts, its command to store this energy now overrides almost every other metabolic process. It sends a loud, clear signal to your entire body that energy storage is the number one priority, pushing all other long-term building projects to the back of the line. To make this crystal clear, I want you to imagine your body as a highly skilled construction crew that works the night shift. Their specific job is to repair and rebuild the structure of your muscles. The protein you ate during the day provides all the necessary materials, the bricks, the steel, the concrete, for this vital project. As you begin to fall asleep, this crew is all geared up, ready to begin its meticulous work of strengthening your framework, ensuring your legs and arms are solid and reliable. They have their blueprints, their tools are laid out, and the entire site is prepped for a productive night of reconstruction. Everything is perfectly aligned for your body to engage in the deep, restorative work that maintains your physical power and independence. This is how the system is designed to function in a supportive environment. But now, picture this. Right as the crew is about to start laying the first bricks, a truck pulls up to the construction site with its horn blaring, carrying an unscheduled emergency delivery of sugar. The site foreman, who in this story is Insulin, immediately blows a whistle and shouts, "Stop everything! Drop what you're doing! We have to unload and store this delivery right now. It's an urgent priority." Instantly, the entire construction crew is forced to abandon the crucial muscle-building project. They are all diverted to the demanding task of hauling, sorting, and storing this sudden influx of sugar. The main project, the one that was meant to make you stronger, gets completely put on hold, or is left to be done by a skeleton crew with limited resources, while the more pressing emergency is managed. This analogy is precisely what happens inside your body on a hormonal level. When you consume quick-digesting carbohydrates, like sugar or white flour from cookies, crackers, or cereal, right before bed, you are creating that emergency delivery. The resulting spike in your blood sugar triggers a sharp, commanding insulin response. This insulin surge effectively tells your body that managing the sugar is the most critical task at hand. As a result, the slower, more methodical process of muscle protein synthesis is deprioritized. It's not that your body has forgotten how to build muscle. It's that it has been given a more immediate and urgent command that it is biologically programmed to obey. Your body is simply responding to the signals it is being sent, and the signal for store sugar is always louder than the signal for build muscle. One night of this interruption might not have a noticeable effect. The problem is the cumulative impact. When this process is repeated night after night, the muscle repair project falls further and further behind schedule. The natural rate of muscle breakdown, a process that gently accelerates as we age, begins to win the battle against muscle rebuilding. This creates a net loss of precious muscle tissue over time. This is a condition known as sarcopenia, and it's the underlying reason for that feeling of growing weakness, that softness in your limbs, and the increasing difficulty with simple movements. So you see, it's not just an inevitable consequence of your age. It is often the direct result of a nightly and completely preventable metabolic disruption that is silently tipping the scales away from strength and towards fragility. So, the invisible mistake, the habit that quietly sabotages all your good intentions, is the timing and the type of your bedtime snack. I'm talking about that seemingly innocent little something you have within an hour or two of going to sleep. It could be a small bowl of cereal, which we often see as a light and healthy choice. It might be a couple of cookies or biscuits with your evening tea, a piece of toast with jam, or even a handful of seemingly harmless crackers. We do it for comfort, to quell a little rumble in our stomach, or simply out of lifelong habit. The great deception here is that these foods, which are full of quickly digesting sugars and refined flours, are the very thing that sends that blaring fire alarm signal to your body, right when the muscle repair crew is supposed to be starting its most important work of the night. And why wouldn't you think it's harmless? For decades, we've been told that a little something before bed can help us sleep. We associate these snacks with comfort, relaxation, and winding down after a long day. They feel gentle and nurturing. No one ever explained that the inner workings of our metabolism see these foods very differently, especially as we get older and our bodies become more sensitive to hormonal signals. This isn't a failure of discipline on your part. It's a failure of information. You've been operating with an incomplete instruction manual. You chose what felt right and comforting, completely unaware that you were inadvertently creating a hormonal environment that prioritizes sugar storage over muscle maintenance, effectively telling your body to work against your own goal of staying strong and vital. The first consequence of this habit happens that very same night, and it's a subtle one. You might fall asleep just fine, but the quality of that rest, on a deep, cellular level, is significantly compromised. Your body, now flooded with insulin to manage that late-night sugar delivery, is forced to shift its resources. Instead of focusing on the slow, meticulous process of rebuilding muscle fibers and cleaning out cellular waste, its primary mission becomes shuttling glucose out of your bloodstream and into storage. So while your mind may be resting, your metabolic engine is working overtime on an emergency task. You wake up the next morning not feeling fully restored, perhaps a bit sluggish, because your body spent its precious repair window managing a sugar crisis instead of truly rebuilding you from the inside out. Now imagine this happening not just once, but night after night, week after week. The cumulative effect is where the real damage is done. Your body's muscle-building projects are constantly being interrupted, delayed, or underfunded. Over time, the natural process of muscle breakdown, which is a normal part of aging, begins to outpace the process of muscle repair. This creates a net loss of your precious lean muscle mass. This is the very definition of age-related sarcopenia, but it's being unnecessarily accelerated by this simple nightly habit. That feeling of your legs becoming soft, that sense that your strength is slowly seeping away, it's not just in your head. It is the direct and predictable result of a long-term deficit in your body's nightly repair and maintenance cycle. This progressive loss of muscle then translates directly into a loss of function in your everyday life. It's the reason why pushing yourself up from a low sofa starts to require a bit of momentum or the use of your arms for support. It's why a single flight of stairs can leave your thighs burning with a fatigue that feels disproportionate to the effort. Your muscles simply have less mass, and therefore less power and endurance. This functional decline can also affect your stability and balance, making you feel less steady on your feet and potentially increasing your risk of a fall. The independence you cherish is built upon the foundation of your physical strength, and this nightly habit is silently chipping away at that very foundation. The consequences don't stop with how you feel and function. They also impact how you look. Lean muscle is what gives our body its shape and firmness. It acts as the underlying scaffolding that keeps our skin looking smooth and taut. As we lose that essential muscle volume in our arms and legs, the skin has less support from underneath. This can contribute to a crepey or sagging appearance that many of us worry about. We often blame this solely on age or skin quality, but we rarely consider that the loss of the firm muscle tissue beneath it is a major contributing factor. So, that nightly snack isn't just making you weaker. It may also be accelerating the visible signs of aging by diminishing the very structure that gives your body its youthful tone. Furthermore, this internal strength drain has a visible effect on your posture. Your core and back muscles are just as susceptible to this nightly disruption as the muscles in your legs. When they weaken, they are less able to support your spine in an upright, aligned position. This can lead to a more stooped or rounded posture, which can not only cause aches and pains, but also change the way you carry yourself and how your clothes fit. It's a subtle shift that can make us look and feel older than we are. It's yet another outward manifestation of an internal problem that begins with a simple, seemingly innocent choice made right before you turn out the lights for the night. So now you can see the entire chain of events. A comforting, high-sugar snack before bed leads to a sharp insulin spike. That hormonal signal forces your body to abandon its crucial muscle repair work to focus on storing sugar instead. When repeated nightly, this leads to a cumulative loss of lean muscle mass. This muscle loss, in turn, results in decreased strength, reduced functional ability, a higher risk of falls, and visible changes in your skin tone and posture. The good news in all of this is that the problem is not a mystery anymore. You now understand the mechanism, and once you understand the cause, you hold the power to change the outcome. This isn't a life sentence of weakness. It is a correctable error in your daily routine. The solution, then, is not about depriving yourself or going to bed hungry. It is about making a simple, strategic swap. The goal is to create a calm and supportive metabolic environment for your body's overnight repair crew, not to send them an emergency sugar delivery right as their shift is about to begin. If you find that you genuinely need a little something in the evening, the key is to choose a snack that supports stable blood sugar instead of one that spikes it. This means shifting away from those quick digesting sugars and refined flours that demand such a powerful insulin response. It's a small adjustment in your routine, a mindful choice made in the last hour or two of your day, but it has the power to completely change the hormonal instructions your body receives, allowing it to focus on its most important job, rebuilding your strength while you rest. So, what does this practical swap look like? Instead of that bowl of cereal or a few cookies with your tea, consider an option that combines a small amount of healthy fat and protein. For example, a small handful of almonds or walnuts alongside a cup of unsweetened herbal tea can be incredibly satisfying and won't trigger that disruptive insulin surge. Another excellent choice is a small serving of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, which provides slow digesting protein. These types of snacks send a very different message to your body. They provide a gentle, steady stream of nutrients without sounding the sugar alarm. This allows your metabolic foreman, insulin, to remain calm. As a result, the muscle construction crew can proceed with its vital work, using the protein from your daytime meals to meticulously repair and reinforce your muscle fibers all night long, without interruption. The timing of this is just as important as the choice of food. The key is to establish a clear window of time before you go to sleep where you are not introducing a metabolic challenge. Aim to have your last snack at least 1 to 2 hours before your head hits the pillow. This gives your body ample time to process what you've eaten and allows your insulin levels to settle down into a low, stable state before you enter your deepest stages of sleep. Making this a consistent, daily part of your evening wind-down routine is what creates the long-term benefit. Think of it not as a restriction, but as a protective boundary you are creating for your body's restorative processes. It's a simple act of respect for the incredible work your body is designed to do each night. Now, it's important to have realistic expectations about when you'll feel a difference. Rebuilding lean muscle is a slow and steady process, not an overnight event. However, one of the first changes you are likely to notice is an improvement in your morning energy levels, often within just 2 to 3 weeks. This is a direct result of your body having spent the night in a true state of repair and restoration, rather than working overtime to manage a sugar crisis. You'll wake up feeling more deeply rested because your body was actually doing the right job. The benefits to your strength will be more gradual and cumulative. As you consistently give your body the right conditions night after night, that balance will slowly tip back in favor of muscle building, and you will begin to feel that solidness and power returning to your limbs over time. This gradual return of strength will translate into tangible improvements in your daily life. It means regaining the ability to push yourself up from that low armchair with confidence, without needing to use your hands for support. It means conquering that flight of stairs without feeling that disproportionate burn of fatigue in your thighs. You'll begin to feel steadier on your feet, more balanced and secure as you move through your day. Each of these small victories is a sign that your body is responding, that the foundation of your strength is being rebuilt, brick by brick, night after night. This isn't just about feeling stronger in theory. It's about reclaiming the physical freedom and ease of movement that allows you to live your life fully and independently, without the constant background noise of physical limitation. What I truly want you to take away from this is a renewed sense of hope and control. Your body, even now, after 60, 70, or 80 years, has a remarkable and innate ability to respond to the right signals. It has not forgotten how to be strong. It may have simply been receiving the wrong instructions. The weakness you've been feeling is not an irreversible sentence handed down by your age. It is often the logical outcome of a metabolic process that you now understand and have the power to change. By making this one simple adjustment to your evening routine, you are no longer a passive observer of your body's decline. You are an active participant, working in partnership with your body's natural wisdom to foster strength, resilience, and vitality from the inside out. So please, do not fall into the trap of believing it is too late or that small changes don't matter. They are often the only things that do. The journey to regaining your strength and confidence is not about a radical overhaul of your life. It's about understanding the quiet language of your body and making small, intelligent shifts that honor its needs. You now hold a crucial piece of that puzzle. By protecting your body's precious nighttime repair cycle, you are making a profound investment in your future health, ensuring you have the physical power and independence to enjoy all the years to come. Your body is ready to get back to work for you. All you have to do is give it the chance.